on his own home ground, and he's been in dominant form over the last few rallies. Opposition would come, though, from Francois Chatriot with the Toyota. There's still the sort of car that's capable of winning World and European Championship rallies, and it didn't take Chatriot long to move up into the lead. The Toyota, the class of the field over the early stages, and by the end of the first day, he was leading. Sniers with the RAS Motorsport prepared Ford Escort Cosworth was down in second place, unable it seemed for the time being to do anything about the Toyota, but still he was far enough ahead of the opposition not to have to worry. It was Paul Lietaer with his Ford Escort Cosworth up into third place, a driver with lots of experience of the Belgian roads, although he too was coming under pressure. Alessandro Facina with the Martini-backed Escort Cosworth, a rare sight, was fourth, and he was looking to move up through the field. He was also being chased by the similar Escort Cosworth of Omar Salans, and he too was eager for a place in the top three. They were all being chased by Freddy Loire with the Opel Astra, leading Formula 2 for 2-litre, two-wheel drive cars. Loire was up to sixth by the end of the opening stages. He was being pressed very hard in Formula 2, however, by Bernard Munster and Jean-Francois Elst with the Renault Clio Williams, another very rapid and very spectacular Formula 2 car. While there was more spectacular action to come, British driver Richard Moore flying off the road. The Subaru found the biggest ditch in Belgium, and there it stayed. Into the night time, Sniers tried to move up, but still seemingly unable to do anything about Chatriot. On the wet roads, he was now having to be very careful, cheered on by the crowds. Chatriot was more flamboyant. This spin and also mechanical problems were dropping him down through the order. All this was to the benefit of Sniers, who was soon able to move through. A fine third, Paul Lietaer, unable to close on the two ahead of him, while off in a big way went Facina with the Martini Escort. He was okay, but there were a number of rather shocked spectators. Rallying safety once again highlighted by this dramatic escape. Daylight and time for the final day of competition in the 24-hour of Ypres rally. Patrick Sniers on target for a victory. All he had to do was try and keep the Ford Escort Cosworth ahead of the rest of them. He has been the class of the field in this year's championship, and not even the determined Frenchman Francois Chatriot could do anything about Sniers here on his own home ground. The Toyota pressed on, but was unable to close on the Ford Escort, Chatriot settling for second place. To third at the finish came Alessandro Facina with the Martini Escort, despite that frightening overshoot earlier on in the event. It makes a change to see Martini and Ford linked together, and it was good to see him in the top three, ahead of Omar Salans with his finer Escort Cosworth in fourth. Formula 2 went the way of Freddy Loire and the Opel Astra in a fine fifth overall. Opposition had come early on from Gregoire de Mavius and Willy Lux with the second of the Opel Astras, but they were unable to do anything about Freddy Loire, especially after this dramatic moment. A damaged car out of the event, but victory went to Patrick Sniers, co-driven by Danny Colabundas. The RAS Escort, the class of the field. Francois Chatriot finished second ahead of Alessandro Facina third, Omar Salans was fourth, Loire fifth, and Nicolas Min was in sixth place, winning Group N with a Mitsubishi.